I'm attorney Mark Nicholson from the law office of Mark Nicholson, and I'm here today to talk about the sentencing hearing of Jonathan Majors tomorrow. Just a reminder that Jonathan Majors gets sentenced tomorrow. Now, once again, I've already kind of made my prediction that I do not believe that he's going to get any jail time. Now, obviously, I could be wrong, but I don't believe he's going to get any jail time. Now, that said, I know there are people that think, oh, he is going to get jail time. I didn't think he's going to go to trial. And people talked about the issue of him not being convicted of domestic battery. So why did I mention domestic violence and domestic battery, that kind of thing, in my previous talk regarding this sentencing? Well, let me be a little bit more clear on what I was referring to. The prosecutor can ask for some kind of program, and I would just generically call it like the batterers program, batterers intervention program, domestic violence class. They may not necessarily be labeled that, but the court could side with the state and say, hey, I'm going to have you get into some kind of counseling. Doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen. Doesn't mean that he's convicted of domestic violence, because he was not. He was not convicted of domestic violence. And the prosecutor failed to show that there was some kind of intent, some kind of evil intent, a malicious act on his part, that this was kind of a reckless act and not that he did any act maliciously with evil intent. And that's why he wasn't convicted of the more serious charges, even though they're all misdemeanors. So what this means is, here's a case where the prosecutor is going to make their argument at sentencing, and the defense is going to make their argument. And the judge will then get in there and make a determination on what he believes to be the best course of action. Now, what does that mean? Who knows, but I am guessing once again that he will not get sentenced to any jail time. That it will be some kind of community service, some kind of class that he's going to have to take. I would be very surprised if he got any jail time. And that is my prediction, that he will not receive jail time. So, as some of you may know, that he was also in the media recently. That one of the things that he said was, God is good and he has his faith in God. And he is hoping and praying for a good outcome. He was interviewed while he was out in public, and an interviewer came up a few days ago and started asking him some questions and asked if he's going to act again. Well, he kind of said this is enough, for the questions and things. It has to be very uncomfortable because he recently was replaced for The Man in the Basement. And The Man in the Basement is a movie that's coming out, or is going to be coming out, and it's based on the Walter Mosley book. Walter Mosley wrote this book in 2004. He is a famous African-American author, and they were turning this book into a movie. He is being replaced by someone named Corey Hawkins. So once again, the damage continues for Jonathan Majors. And this could be used to say, Judge, look, my client has suffered enough. Look at all these tens of millions of dollars he's lost because of this act, more than almost anyone else that's charged with this crime would have to face. So it's not like he's walking away scot-free. It's not like he hasn't learned some kind of lesson. So what good is it to sanction him to jail or, community service or something like that because of all the punishment that he's already received? And this could be a really good argument that they could get in there and make, and they could bring in witnesses, character witnesses, to get in there and say that this is what he's done. He's donated money. He's done this. He's done that. He's done all these things and brought joy to millions of people. And all this has come crumbling down because of this conviction. Also, people will get asked, well, is he going to appeal? That was another question that people asked. Yes, the process of how this works is you appeal after you are sentenced. Then you can appeal. And really, But you go to trial, if you get convicted, then you go to sentencing. And then after sentencing, then you can file an appeal. And if the judge were to sentence somebody to jail with somebody his statute, which someone of his level, I just don't see that happening. But if he did, they could ask that any incarceration or sentence punishment be stayed, put on hold until the end of the appeal. So if the appeal gets over there and says, look, they got this wrong, he needs a new trial, he wouldn't have to do any time in jail. That's very rare that you see a lot of those happen unless someone has a lot of money. And most of the time when someone gets convicted, go to sentencing, they immediately start their sentence, at least here in Indiana. And in most cases I've seen, they immediately start their sentence and then they wait for the case to be overturned. Think of Bill Cosby, his case, same thing. When he was convicted, he went to prison. There wasn't really a stay pending an appeal. So that's the normal course of how these things work. Now, and that's the reason why I'm wearing this shirt, Marvel Expressions. Because what expression is Jonathan Majors going to have tomorrow? Is it going to be one of anger? Or will he be happy that he doesn't go to prison? Is he going to walk in feeling confident? Courageous? We'll find out tomorrow about what expression that Jonathan Majors is going to have. I will be back tomorrow with the sentence that Mr. Majors gets, and we'll be able to talk about what it means, what he has to do, and what's next. So be sure to tune in tomorrow. That's your Nicholson Nugget of the day. Please be sure to like and subscribe.